just another guy who sits there day to day in the office, watches what's happening, and goes, this is something that's not our place to decide. The public needs to decide whether these programs and policies are right or wrong. And I'm willing to go on the record to defend the authenticity of them and say, I didn't change these. I didn't modify the story. This is the truth. This is what's happening. You should decide whether we need to be doing this.
That was the NSA leaker Edward Snowden revealing his identity and explaining his motives. At age 29, he had access to some of America's most sensitive secrets as a former CIA employee and former intelligence contract worker. The world now knows that he spilled those secrets, and it's raising questions about the background check process for intelligence workers and U.S. contractors. Let's go to our Pentagon correspondent, Chris Lawrence. He's digging deep into this part of the story. Chris?
Well, Wolf, one former official told me that the background checks amass an incredible amount of information, but it's part art, part science, and as this case proves, far from foolproof.
The NSA specifically.
Government investigators thought they knew Edward Snowden. He went through a background check, took a polygraph test, and sat through personal interviews. And then the government gave him access to some of its biggest secrets.
From your experience at NSA, how deep do they go into your personal background?
It's very extensive.
Retired Colonel Cedric Leighton went through the background check before going to work for the NSA.
And the rules for clearances don't change whether you're a government employee or a contract employee.
Leighton says Edward Snowden would have started by filling out this form, revealing his finances and any foreign contacts. The investigators start by talking to friends and family, but then use what they say to generate more contacts.
They will interview neighbors, they will interview friends, and then they'll go for people who you don't put on your form.
Snowden is one of nearly 500,000 contractors with top secret clearance, but few have access to as much information as Snowden, an information security engineer.
Why does an IT guy get access to so much information?
It's because of where he sits. They have permissions that normal employees don't have.
Leighton says as a system administrator, Snowden could likely see outside the need-to-know boxes that constrain some contractors.
Now, they may not understand the background of all the information that they see, but they can see information.
A former official tells CNN the NSA disabled the USB drives on most computers and uses software to detect flash media.
And typically in government, there are ways of auditing those kinds of transactions if they're electronic.
Now, people change, their social networks change, the people they talk to changes, and so they have a 5-year update program where they go back and sort of recertify someone for that security clearance. But the former official said these things take time and they're expensive, and so doing it any more often than that would be a very expensive proposition, Wolf.
Chris Lawrence, thanks very much.